GREE FLEXX installation troubleshooting. Are there any plans to reduce or make adjustable the turn-off delay for the air handler? In some applications, 5 minutes is a long time and contributes to humidity issues. Well, yes, there will be an adjustable time delay on the next iterations of the GREE FLEXX. And if you don't know what they're talking about how long the blower stays on after the cooling call is done. Yes. This is
As far as I know, on the current Flex, it was reduced to 3 minutes. On the Flex R32, I believe it's going to be 90 seconds.
Right.
But as far as it contributing to humidity issues, I can debunk that.
If your condensate drain is dripping, you have removed humidity.
Anyway, well, the fan staying on, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, so I understand, but
you got a wet coil, even with the fan staying on, it's not going back into the air.
I mean, there's going to be some evaporation. There will be some.
It's minimal, if any.
I mean,
you're not adding humidity. I guess, okay. So the argument that we made here is it's not adding humidity back into the building. It's just the humidity that it has removed. If that coil's still being wet, if any of that was to re-evaporate back into the airstream in that 5-minute fan staying on, it just never got to completely be removed by going down the drain. It didn't make humidity. Is what I'm getting at.
It's just not removing as much as you would maybe expect.
It removed it while it was running in cooling mode. The coil was cold. We're condensing on the coil. The water runs down the drain. The air conditioner shuts off. Now the coil is no longer cold. Let's say it does evaporate some of that back into it. It never actually added humidity into it. It just, that was part of the humidity that was removed out of the coil that never actually made it down the drain.
Yeah, I got you. It's like -10 plus 1. You're still -9.
Right.
You know? And right. I will say, what we've seen on humidity issues in the past, even with, excuse me, even on inverter driven systems and all that, you can still, people still have a tendency. I mean, people will oversize them, right? I mean, we've seen some absolutely oversized. Like if we ask for a heat load or heat loss calculation, everybody, you ought to know where we're going with it. But, in some cases we've seen, just grossly oversized equipment. And, in the terms of like self-protection and all that, many of our units have a 5 or 6 minute minimum runtime as well. So, if it's able to cool off the space within that 5-minute time frame or something like that in a significant way, it's going to shut off immediately. If you only have an air conditioner running 5 minutes at a time, it's probably oversized. You're not going to remove that much humidity. There's a couple different ways that you can mitigate that regardless, by removing more humidity, by making that runtime or that cycle longer, like eco mode on the Flex or, something like that. You can extend that runtime or slow down the blower. There's all kinds of different ways that you can do this to remove more humidity. But to answer the question, yes, it has been reduced, and it looks like it's going to be reduced even further.